Greetings everyone, here's Lodrick and this is a game, War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. This is a rematch. This is still scenario 1 but with a new 27 beta map and small adjustments to keep or help KilRoy. Give him a small advantage. A more easy task maybe to defeat me here. So my cruisers are still normally out of ammunitions, and I am able to find here a, don't know, this is a destroyer. Looks too small for a destroyer. Maybe it's a AM. Yeah, it's a AM. So nothing really can threaten my ship, and the 20 centimeter 8-inch shell hit make a short end of this. Good, my minesweepers also arrived in Hong Kong, starting to clean the harbor. In scenario 1, you have no real heavy port to rearm your battleships, battlecruisers, so Hong Kong is normally the best choice. In scenario 2, there's some other upgrade or bases have more equipment, so you can already go directly. You don't need Hong Kong in scenario 2 so much than in scenario 1. This is a cargo ship, killed now by Nagato. This is the source of Tarakan. And there's a, oh, my sub cannot launch attack. I don't know why exactly, but maybe dice roll of the game. More hunting. And this is a source of Santiago. I find here one AK. The coast of California, border to Mexico. And also at the entry to Batavia. There's one cargo ship trying to escape or enter the port. Get intercepted and killed by my always on duty submarines. So in night bombardment, KilRoy, know that he cannot really use his bombers here at daytime maybe, so he tried at night. Maybe more to harass my troops, not to really create too much damage. Here the same. The second AO tanker can escape today. Very unlucky. The most important ships I miss. And there's still one AM hunting for my subs. This AMs, they have, I think, only very low equipment for sub hunting, but they have, so even if they don't look powerful, they can mess with my subs, so they're a little dangerous. So, and again. Main purpose is really wanting to make sure that KilRoy cannot easily freely move ships in and out of Hawaii. And also a bunch of destroyers are busy here hunting my submarine, so it's maybe limited his ability to strike back early on. At least this is what I hope for. So my carrier coming more source. west of Java. There's a cruiser mine layer in the port, likely to mine the port to make it very difficult or painful to make a direct free British assault against Batavia, and also make it impossible or less likely that I can go in with my submarines. After losing 3 rowboats in 1 week against mines, that's really KilRoy learned in the last game that how to do this now. So this whole game, I think, have already improvement. Much more activity in China. Maybe KilRoy was simply only overwhelmed at the last match because he maybe played long time, not more. And there were some changes. I also learned a little more. I fine-tune some of my operations. So it is at the end an improved edition of the same match. So still bad weather, this happens always. So if I am still much more in favor to get informations like bad weather so you cannot attack. At least I get feedback. This is all what I asked for. And not only why my bombers don't fly. That happened many times before and still happens. Okay, some buffaloes, some British buffaloes in this case, but not the best for, or nothing really to stop my zeros. Clarkfield looks empty. Maybe KilRoy gave up and sent his P-40s, maybe similar to last time. Last time he early gave up the Philippines and sent all his P-40s to I think Tarakan or Batavia and Java in general. Not sure where they are now. So these are now the Dutch buffaloes. Better maneuver values, I think, also a little faster, but no protection and only light machine guns. And at the end, they are never a match for the Zero. So I think the most important is, always depending how good is your opponent. But if you use the Japanese, you can only normally use only the zeros, the Oscar 1B and also Oscar 1C, and no nades and no Oscar 1A. These are all training equipment and nothing more, not frontline stuff. And the number one ability of the Japanese player is how to create fighting forces or where you put your good pilots with good airframes and try to find the locations where they must be and fight and create damage to the allies. And at the same time try to ramp up the production of new airplanes. Good, this was a strong attack against Clarkfield, a lot of damage, but no planes on the ground more. And again, so I come here at 20,000 feet. This is really, I think, the best altitude. This is similar to the altitude the B-17s operate, also in Germany, I think, 15 to 20,000 feet. Latecomer, nothing. You know, in China, bombardment. You know, the Army Air Force is. So make sure that you have here two different nations, the Navy and the Army. At least in this game, they don't fight each other directly, but they also don't can exchange something. Okay, or even okay, this is maybe wrong because in this game you have only one supply depot and one fuel supply, and they all consume out of this. So in reality, the Japanese had their own ammunition, their own fuel, their own food store, and everything was separate. I think Japanese lost maybe the war mainly because they not agree to fight together against the Allies. The army never really had the wish for this. The army won't always go for Russia and China, and the navy maybe more to what happens later in reality. So my dive bombers here at Batavia port. This is this cruiser mine layer. More bomb hits. And now easy kill. Still nothing over Clarkfield. More sinkings. Still no sight of the British battleships, Boise, Houston. They all escaped and no detection. So this was just the Allies detecting my battleships. I think Nagato Mutsu. The British out of Rangoon bombarding here my forward base. And it's always important to make pictures. Recon, get detection, get a feeling where is the army, where they are going, and also get information where is the enemy air force. Oh, I just skipped this. There was a sub-attack on my fleet in Mersing, but failed, and my escorts was able to create some damage on this submarine. But here is Singapore, so it can easily simply return to port. This is again nothing, and the same. Okay. So you saw that my carrier strike at the Java scout a lot, but only some dive bombers going out. The torpedo bombers all stay back and wait for something. I don't know what. Yeah, that is sometimes a little strange. Good. These are Rabul forces. I simply hunt them down. I simply use some Navy Guard units and land directly in the hex. This is much faster than walking, even if you lost or have some casualties. But if your main purpose is to finish off these forces, you better do this and not only walk in the jungle. And wasting air force, I think, is also not an option. Good. I try to take the dot base. Successful. The Allies are forced to retreat. They're going south. Now official Malaya is cut here in the center. My division also trying to clean up here between the bases. But there are 2 Chinese corps with some power, even if they are in the wrong ops mode. I fear higher casualties. Simply by bad dice roll, because I fall here completely. The Chinese are also not good, but for some reason my dice rolls are really not good. Maybe I must rest a little and regroup. Next attack to take here the north end of the whale. I destroy the fort. Casualties are higher for the Chinese, but still no total victory. Okay. The Roa Buru. These are all broken forces, and I force them return to Singapore. But they are empty now, and even one unit already destroyed. So light losses, this was successful, but this was only to finish off that trying to let not escape something meaningful back to Singapore. This is also the northern border. There was nothing, only empty things. The Allies making shock attack. Here's normally only some police for some Chinese block force, so maybe KilRoy was hoping to surprise me here. But I had in time I saw him coming. This is why you must always recon and see where's enemy units moving, and then I can come in position. And even if I am still here, just move in maybe, it was fast enough to force the Chinese for this attack and the failed attack. And this is only bombardment. Guam, next attack. And again, the fort is down. The Allies have higher casualties, still have more disabled units, but they still don't want to give up. Okay. Good. There was not so much air war, but still casualties, 11 British buffaloes and 2 Dutch buffaloes. But for me, it's also a bunch of airplanes getting destroyed by flak or by cap fighters. So 14 to 7 is much more common, I would say. Out of the 7 airframes, I also lost 4 pilots plus 1 wounded, but let's say 4, 50%. Nothing really changed as a fighter. I mean, I have more kills, but still no more aces, still this one only. Ship sunk, not so crazy like last turn, but still small equipment getting destroyed. Nothing really to say and see here in China. I still want to take this dot base. Maybe next turn. Here was this Chinese attack. But I bring in some forces, so I have here some not only Chinese troops, also some Japanese troops. I try to more or less get this highway open. This is a highway going to Xi'an at the end. I think this is an important supply line and also fast moving highway. This highway still exists in this map. This attack was not so successful. My division more or less failed. Now I must maybe relax a little and get later reinforcements to kick this Chinese. There are 4 Chinese, 2 corps, okay, and 2 support corps, something like this. So far nothing really big change in China. There's a British block force here at the mountains. Okay. KilRoy bombard this base, but the damage is small and I have here more coming. Now I must here unload. In Malaya, again, I cut the Malaya, but at the same time British forces coming down here the road, and this is why I keep here 1 tank units for guard duty, and only 1 tank unit was able to cross and reach the other side. And again, in this game you have many this smaller dot bases, and not all, but often you have something like this. We have some small resources and a little industry. This is even more. Normally it's only like 2 or 3 or 5. So, but you have many of these bases now you can conquer. But it's always only resources in light industry, so far I know. Johor Bahru also fall. This is, I think, if it's like this, I think this is old. This is maybe from the original. So here's only one resource is getting destroyed. Still, I never repair this, especially in this new map. You don't must repair, because I think now it make even less sense, because you have here the 600 and plus here 600. So this is 1,200 additional resources in Malaya. If you capture this and it's not getting destroyed too much, then you have really, I think, enough. I'm only not sure, I really don't compare it completely, if this is additional resources or if they only move resources from some other base, maybe. Maybe they took something from India away or from China and put it here in Malaya, or this is purely additional. I'm not 100% sure. So here, and my subs trying to hunt. I still have here many smaller task forces. My carriers are here in position for some reason. Again, they scout everything, but they only fly once for 1 a.m. and all the rest they don't want to go for. Yeah, why? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a little strange sometimes. Here's my second carrier fleet. This is a support carrier fleet here. This is already out of torpedoes, and I try to run here some ships. Here's a lot of ships, but also no airstrike this turn. I don't know if extremely overcast is normally an issue. Light rain is normally also not an issue. But again, I think it's always a dice roll. It's only no feedback. And this I don't like. I would always like feedback, or give me some feedback why you don't fly. Philippines looks okay. My additional forces arrived in Clarkfield. Unluckily, KilRoy was not lured out to attack me. I'm waiting still for the main forces to arrive in Clarkfield, and at the same time I can maybe drive my tanks on Manila. Manila looks a little weak. Maybe KilRoy move in most of his equipment to Clarkfield. So normally I won't go directly full of Clarkfield, but I won't go with all my power. So if I can spare my fast tanks to take Manila first, then why not? Yeah, nothing really else here to say. Rabaul is secured. My carriers are already going to Port Moresby to maybe intercept here something if KilRoy try to reinforce his base. But last time I think he suffered here, so I'm not so sure if he really will do this. Last time we had here big battles for Port Moresby, so maybe we will have this again. We will see. Guam still will not fall. Strange. And also nothing here. It's a South Pacific or Central Pacific. No super crazy KilRoy attacking to go for Saipan or Shishijima so far. But we are only 1 week in the war, so there's still time for this. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.